Hey there, my name is Pravus, and welcome back to more City Skylines in Praetoria. We are now a megalopolis, which means I have access to every single tile on the map, and I can continue to expand to my heart's desire, as long as we have the funds for it. Speaking of funds, I blew a lot of money flattening out an entire hillside over here to make room for the Archon Airfield. I've renamed this to an airfield because that seems more appropriate. In hindsight, probably should have built it up over here where we already had a lot of flat ground, but oh well. This is going to be fine. I wanted it somewhat close to the tourism district. That was sort of the idea behind it. Now, I've been practicing and learning a little bit about these airfields and how you're supposed to build them, and I'll tell you right now, what you're seeing here is probably not going to be the long-term solution. Now that I understand a bit more about what kind of buildings we can look forward to, I have been planning on just having like a whole bunch of terminals in a row, hence why this elevated long stretch here. But that's probably not what we're going to do for the long term. We're probably going to instead have a big circular area, giant roundabout basically, for our airport, where you're going to have a few major hubs and then lots of terminals that spike out, I mean to say. Kind of like the spokes of a wheel. That's where my brain was trying to go. Spoke, spike, you get the idea. Anyway, so this is all very temporary, but we do need to level our airfield up before we're going to be able to unlock anything new. So let's go to the airfield, and we are going to be placing down an aircraft control tower. That's always necessary. And then we need to place down at least a couple of these aircraft stands. And these are small, poor little aircraft stands because we don't have access to the big ones with the fancy, like, walkways. You know, the automated walkways that go out to the plane? Yeah, don't have any of those. So people have to actually walk down to their plane with a little tiny ramp. Like plebeians. It's sad. Anyway, let's go ahead and connect all of these with a taxiway. Those are all one way, by the way. You always have to have it like that. And then, let's make sure we set up a good, strong, long runway. So runways have to be straight, obviously, and you do want them to be pretty long. So we're going to go for something kind of like this, I think. Slope too steep. Yeah, it's like 2 degrees off, but whatever. We're going to go for something like this. Boom. Now we have a nice, long, healthy runway where planes will be able to take off and land. And then we have to go over here and set up some taxiways to get them to the terminal. And it's actually nice enough to tell you, this is where you enter. This is where you exit, that kind of a thing, which is very nice. So we'll go ahead and first set these guys up kind of like, I guess we could do some curves. So we'll do something like this. We'll come out. What do you mean slope too steep? Okay, this is going to get very annoying very quickly here. Apparently, for reasons I really couldn't tell you, the game does not like even like a 2-degree slant in the roads. This is too much slope for a plane to handle. And, like, I guess kind of fair enough, but at the same time, y'all being a bunch of babies. So let's go ahead and quickly set up a brush that's going to get this area flattened out at least a bit. Something like this. There we go. We're going to use this over here. There you go. And then we're going to soften this terrain up a little bit so it's not quite so egregious. Something like this hopefully ends up being okay. Now let's try doing that taxiway. Yeah, when they say it needs to be flat, like, they are not kidding. It needs to be, like, real flat, dude. There we go. Something like this is technically all we need, and now we should see that the Archon Airfield is going to be active. The real trick now is going to be getting people over here to the airport, so that means we need to get some public transit up and running. I would like to place down a metro, but I know for a fact that once we level this up one more level, we'll have access to a special elevated airport metro station directly integrated into the airport, which should make things even faster. So I'm going to ignore this for the moment in favor of a couple very simple things. One, we'll go ahead and place down a couple of taxi stands like this, and then we're just going to have some very simple bus loops that get all this stuff connected. Okay, the buses are now up and running. Oh, we actually do have some planes that have appeared here. First, let's give them a little bit of water. They're going to need that. I don't think these have any... Oh, they do have some passengers. For some reason, we have apparently materialized passengers with souls already aboard, but I don't think any of them want to enter my city as of right now. These are just kind of like little pity planes to just show that your airfield is, in fact, active in some way. Anyway, so you're probably asking, why is it that there's no point in setting up a metro right now? If I set up a metro down over here, what's going to happen? Well, people are going to enter over this way, and then they are going to want to get up to departures. You'd think that they can then walk over here, cross into the building, and walk up the internal stairs to departures, and that's fine. But no, apparently there are no stairs. These are completely separated. which means by default, they're going to walk down the sidewalk all the way over here, then they're going to cross the walk, and then walk all the way back up over here. Very inefficient, very stupid. And you might think, well, why don't you just build a pedestrian bridge? You know, something that just ramps up here and then just connects over to the sidewalks. I'd love to, except you literally can't do that. You're not allowed to connect any paths, any civilian walking paths, to anything that qualifies as a bridge or an elevated road, which is automatically what's going to happen over here at departures because of the way that the two-tier thing works. It doesn't make any sense to me. You should have stairs or a way to connect them. So that's why I say that's a bit of an oversight. Like, it's really stupid that people have to do this. So how do you level up your airport? Well, kind of like with parks and everything else, you have to build up attractiveness instead of entertainment value and service enough passengers. Why they decided to change the format up here when it's really the same two kinds of stats, I don't know. But they did decide to do that. So, okay, we'll have this attractiveness score. We can build it up. How do we build up attractiveness? Great question. I wish I knew. I am not attractive myself. Let's get over to things like some decorative buildings. We can place down things like a small hangar right over here, which will look kind of cool, though we should make sure that we are still connected to our electricity like so. And we want to have some water over here. Without water, that obviously ain't going to cut it. And then we can also set up things like hotels, budget airport hotels. So we can set up like a couple of these. So like 1 and 2 over here or something, and then maybe like a quick little walking path would be good over, let's say kind of like this. Perfect. Now people can easily get to the hotels. It's not a great location. We're going to rework a lot of this. It's a very good reason to have a large area over here, by the way, for not only special fancy airport hotels, but also a load of parking lots. You're going to need a lot of that stuff as this place gets bigger. So I'm glad that I left myself a lot of space. I just think this loop is going to end up being kind of, well, stupid. But for now, it does the job. So how are we doing as far as attractiveness? Pretty good. 220 out of 200. That's great. So now all we do is sit around and wait for our tourists to want to leave the city and decide, you know what, I think the airfield is the best way to go. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, there are other things we could do. Since I didn't use this area over here for an airport, what if instead we decided to turn this into a special amusement park? That could be kind of fun. Sure, I like this idea. I like it a lot. We'll go ahead and set up a basic avenue, right? Down over this way, make sure we get some highway connections. And I think we're going to make it so that regular roads don't even really get into the amusement park. You want to enter an amusement park? That's fine, but you got to use the highway to do it. And there we go. Level 1, amusement park side gates, plus we have the souvenir shops, restrooms, game booths, carousel, cafe, park plaza. Yeah, not an absolute ton to do at the very beginning, but that's fine. I obviously need to come up with a name for this, though. Hang on. And the winner is going to be Laser Marks Land. Yeah, I want to go to Laser Marks Land, Mom, can I? Yeah, man, that's going to be amazing. Anyway, all right, so we got some very basic paths set up over here. I'll probably beautify this area a little bit more later. We'll start with some of the easy stuff, though. We're going to want to have like a big amusement park plaza right over Myaw. We're going to have like a carousel or something right over Myaw. And then, of course, it's very important that you have lots of games and also lots and lots of gift shops. Very importante that you have lots of ways of merching the crud out of Laser Marks Land. I'll be honest, one thing I'm not really a big fan of with the skins for things like amusement parks is these tiles. They're like very garish. Not the most attractive thing in the world, but okay. We'll do something like this. I might, by the way, actually branch something off over here and try creating like a college campus, depending on how large this ends up being. I really don't know. I also know that we're going to need a lot of power out over this way, so we'll go ahead and get this sucker set up like so. It's a very humble amusement park to begin with, but I'm hoping it's going to end up being an amazing success. A lot more people are arriving. There we go. Look at all the people. Okay. This little airport's going to start hopping. Pretty soon we're going to need some additional terminals. We now have enough people. What? There we go. I was going to say, why haven't we reached level 2? Now we have. Large hangars, luxury hotels, better terminals and concourse hubs. This is what I was talking about over Myaw. Elevated airport metro station. Now that's something I want. Also an aviation fuel station. Not sure why I would care. Parked planes, better stands, lounges. That's all nice. If I want to build out one heck of a concourse, that's apparently something pretty cool that I can do. For now, I just want to continue leveling this sucker up. So let's go over here. And what would be involved in placing an elevated airport metro station? Great question. I think I think we need to build out more of the concourse to make this work. Something kind of like this. It's not perfect, though, because apparently concourses cannot be even slightly steep in their curvature, which I find a little annoying, but ookie. Anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves a metro hooked up, and this should greatly increase the number of people who are going to be making use of this place. Here we go, more metro trains arriving now, and we can actually just pop right in here, sort of, kind of, and see the people move around. Look at this! Hi, Howard. How are you? Oh, you T-posing for me? Bro, I wasn't expecting that at all. Anyway, okay, so this is working, and then people get directly into their concourse, which means we should start seeing a lot more traffic. You know what I am missing? Aircraft stands. We should obviously have more aircraft stands, otherwise what was the point of this terminal? The terminal might actually have been stupid. Actually, now that I think about it, what was the point of the terminal at all? People just, like, arrive and depart as normal anyway, wouldn't they? Maybe you don't need more terminals. Maybe I'm stupid. Whatever, we're learning. Well, again, I'm just going to delete it all at some point anyway. So what's a medium aircraft stand look like? It looks like this. Cool. Hey, can I delete these real quick? Because thank you. Just pardon the taxiway. Everything's going to be fine. I just need to be able to set up some space for more stuff now. Thank you. Oh, apparently the planes that I was setting up over here just, like, dematerialized. Because apparently, yeah, the planes really don't like the grass. So everyone aboard is dead. That's how it works. Every single one of them is dead. Okay, so this is where we get the actual little walkways over here. Now, this looks more legit. This is good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess I kind of like it. So really what you want to do is have, like, one nice good terminal and then, like, a whole bunch of, like, concourses coming out of it. Is that how this is supposed to work? Maybe. Do I see doubled-up planes over here? I see several doubled-up planes over me, y'all. This seems exceptionally unsafe. Are these jumbo jets, by the way? Jet planes as opposed to small passenger planes. Yes! We're getting access to some of the bigger Boeing planes and stuff. I like it. You know what? Screw it. I think I am going to go ahead and create a college campus off in this direction. I might as well. We need one of these at some point anyway, am I right? First, let's go ahead and clear some of this off because we've obviously overdone it just a smidge off over here. There we go. Okay, campus area is what we are looking to place down next. And we'll probably do something kind of equivalent over here for now, and we'll see how much larger this needs to get. My limited experience tells me that we actually do need a somewhat large-ish campus, but okay. Now, right now, it doesn't have any administration for trade school, university, or liberal arts college. We're gonna need to fix that, but of course the most important thing is that we come up with a name. How about the Metho School for Uncommon Dandies? That sounds great. By the way, my demand is going up a lot all of a sudden. I'm not too sure what's happening over there, but we'll come back to that. I am ignoring the city because there are more important things to worry about now. Yeah? Understood? Is it okay? Let's go ahead and place down a quick little boulevard or avenue, whatever, going down this direction and connect it up to a roundabout that I prepared for this exact occasion. Now let's go to the campus area in our education and campus stuff here. Trade school, liberal arts, or university. If I'm honest, the Metho School for Uncommon Dandies sounds probably more like a liberal arts college campus, or maybe a university. Probably not a trade school, though, if I'm completely honest with you on that one. What about a liberal arts college? You know, liberal arts college could look kind of good. And ba-boom! We now have the Metho School for Uncommon Dandies Gigantic Administrative Emporium. It actually looks more like an insane asylum from this angle right now, but what's the difference, right? Okay, so liberal arts dormitories are things we're going to need. I mean, ideally, you have a lot of stuff set to walking paths and not too many roads over here. We shouldn't need very many cars unless we set up a sports area somewhere, like let's say over here, which might make some sense. Groundskeeping, we're going to have a drama club, the liberal arts study hall, and of course, plenty of dorms. So you're telling me that I need to go ahead and plan out a whole load of new paths and stuff and get this place laid out. Okay. How about something like this just to kind of get us started? All right, we'll have a nice little walking path going around, and we'll have the liberal arts dormitories, at least a couple of them, plus a drama club, and then groundskeeping, and then a big honkin' study hall for the time being. Though I do notice this appears to have a bunch of parking spaces on it. Maybe the dormitories mostly need to be on walking paths, and this stuff needs to be on a road. Do you think? That actually might be the case. Yeah, Yeah, maybe it does actually make sense to have roads. Okay, I'll need to rethink this in a minute, but it might be that we want to have like a section of just dormitories and student living, then some roads coming off over here so we can have commuting students go to the study halls directly, and then a big sports area. Oh, okay, we've reached level 3 at the airfield. So we have an aviation museum, some more planes that are parked, because that's important, train cargo stations, blah, 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 a headquarters building. Yeah, if we wanted to start using our airport for cargo, that would be an option, but that's not exactly the goal over here, so I don't know if I care about that. We have policies I just noticed at the airfield, which is interesting. Hotel discounts. Add a bonus of 200 points to the attractiveness, but it costs me a lot of money per passenger. Great maintenance, a land value, and then car rentals add income per passenger per week, but they're more likely to use cars and cause traffic. Okay, how much more attractiveness am I going to need over here? Oh, this is the maximum? Wait, 3 levels is all we get? Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Custom airfields. Cool, but painfully pricey. Dear God, did I just see an airplane take over on top of a parked airplane while these guys are waiting to get off the taxiway? Jesus, you guys are just asking to get everyone killed. What are you doing? I don't know. Tell you what. Let's go ahead and set up another one of these airways so that this doesn't happen again. We need another runway, man. Well, while that's all kind of continuing to do its thing, let me take a look at something. I want to see how many tourists we're getting into the city now. Tourism. Only 1,750? I honestly thought it would be a lot more than that. Although, we seem to be getting a slightly higher percentage of maybe some high wealth people or something. Maybe low wealth as well. I'm not too sure. Still having some issues with not enough customers over this area, and I'm not really sure why. Because there should be a whole load of demand over here, and yet somehow we aren't actually seeing a lot of people coming over into the Modus Ponens district. It's unfortunate. How are we doing as far as the School for Uncommon Dandies? Well, we haven't got any special academic works accomplished yet. Our attractiveness level is still on the way. If we want to spend some money on academic staff, we would be able to start producing good stuff. And the more academic works we create, the more reputable our college is going to be. So, for example, I shall give $50,000 as a research grant to music. Boom! There we go. We have granted funding. Now go ahead and create something amazing for me. So how's Lasermark's land? Don't know, because the Foxtrot Zoo just leveled up. A sea life enclosure? Oh, that could be kind of cool. Elephants and flamingos. So Lasermark's land has plenty of entertainment. We're just waiting on more visitors to arrive. And I've got the metro over here, so I don't know if there's much more I can do over here, shy of like literally starting to build out some additional city districts so we have closer residents in the first place. That could be a thing. Anyway, Foxtrot Zoo, down over y'all. Let's go to the parks. Let's go to the zoos. And where are the new things I just found? Elephants. Hello, elephants. Oh my, you guys look like so much fun. Pink elephants on parade. I'm going to place you right over here in the middle. Perfect. There we go. And interestingly enough, I think the elephants might be able to see into the city. Hey, this is the perfect marketing campaign. If I raise up a little walking path over here, they can see the elephants and think, dang, dude, I should go to the Foxtrot Zoo. That place is banging. Seems amazing. It's not going to work, actually. I'm pretty sure, but whatever. Okay. What about these flamingos and stuff? Question, why can't I just place this on the dang road? Why do I have to do something weird like this? Oh, for frick's sake. This is just... why is it so freaking finicky? Is somebody walking around in a freaking... What are you? Hello? Oh, we have a mascot. I've got an alligator mascot. Look at the cartwheels. This guy's talented as frick. I didn't know that I hired a mascot. He's looking at the flamingos. We have a bunch of alligators. Oh no, flamingos, don't be worried. These aren't your natural predators or anything. Why do I have so many alligator mascots? What the crud? What is this? Why? Oh, it gets worse. It's not just the alligators. I got a bunch of disturbing little chirper mascots. Oh, frickin' heck. And what are they even doing out over here? They're not doing anything. They're not entertaining the right kinds of people. They're all hanging out over here in the plaza. We got disturbing bluebirds and alligators everywhere. You know how many mascots I've seen when I've gone to a zoo as a child? Very, very few. So why are there so many in this zoo? I'm going to create a new little corner over here, by the way, for one of my other newer patrons. I guess he's called himself the Pravus Pie Eater, so I'm gonna call this the Pie Eatery. It seems reasonable. We got a lot of demand going on right now for additional zoning throughout the city, so I think it would make sense to go ahead and start placing down a bit of extra commercial plus some offices and so on, since all of this is in clearly such a very, very high demand. So this is all looking really good so far, though, right? Like, am I crazy, or is this, like, turning out amazingly? Are we doing good? Am I actually, like, doing okay in the game? I think the answer to that might be yes. Might even surprise me. I don't know. But we're kind of slowly but surely working our way out toward my overall vision. I had expected this to be one big residential area and all of this office. I think we're going to end up kind of having a bit more mixed zoning than I originally planned, just because I think that's going to end up being a little bit more efficient. But for the most part, we've actually stuck to it. Not half bad. Now, we do still want to be building out some highways going off in this direction. That is still a plan. So I guess that's the next thing I'm going to do. Of course, as the city continues to expand, let's not forget that we do want to continue upgrading some of these highways with more entries, exits, and stuff. And these little one-way roads, kind of creating an almost roundabout effect, seem to be doing the job pretty darn well. Like, how is traffic generally doing in the city? I'm kind of just taking a look here. I mean, I know I could pop up the map mode, but, like, we can just see everything seems to be flowing about exactly the way that I would want it to. Yeah? Like, who are the people who are saying that grids were extremely inefficient? It turns out this is pretty good. Now, you just have to have a ridiculous amount of mass transit, and you got to micromanage the crud out of everything, and you have to have mods, but if you do that, this all seems kind of reasonable. There's a few junctions along here that are still stupid. The industrial area still suffers. Old Town still suffers. And holy crud, the Corgi Butt Farms are not doing okay. Yeah, but this is all because of the dang industry. So what I might be learning here is that I need to find some better ways of managing things like railroads in order to make sure that the traffic is not as horrible in places like down over here and down over here. Oh, our first academic year report at the Metho School for Uncommon Dandies. We did produce an academic work. We have 366 students at the moment, and it's reasonably attractive. So by getting another reputation level successfully, or no, we have not. We are still unrecognized. Dang it, I've unlocked nothing. But we did learn virtual skylines. We made a music video, and we had 2 toga parties. Wow. Yeah, man, the Uncommon Dandies, guys, they got a lot to be proud of this year, for absolute sure. I like that tourists are color-coded, by the way, so you have some idea, like, whether you should ignore them or not. I don't know. You got your reds, you got your yellows, and you got your blues. But I don't actually see, like, a pattern as far as, like, their wealth. These guys are all medium wealth. All right, I guess that tourists just always wear one of 3 colors and nothing else then. And that's the way it works. Jeezums, there's a lot of people coming in. You know why we're getting so many people, by the way? This train station. I added in this little passenger train station over here on a whim. By the way, are they color-coded coming? No, they weren't. No, who are all these blue people? Wait, we got a whole new color. Okay, well, whatever. Apparently my system is broken. But this train station is getting a shocking amount of action. You know, that probably means we should go ahead and make sure we get some, you guessed it, more mass transit set up over here specifically. I will say, you know, despite my complaints that the airfield doesn't seem to be, you know, all that useful, we have had 29,000 passengers coming through this airport in the last, about 2 hours of me recording here. Most passenger seats are being used, and a lot of people are trying to use planes to leave the city, but that's fine. 23 active flights, 29,000 people. Not bad. I bet you we can do even better if I really commit down over here. How is the Pie Eatery District coming along? Pretty darn well, actually. Shouldn't be that much longer before we see this getting completely filled out. It's taken up almost all of my demand, but therefore, once this is done, we have managed to push the city all the way out into this corner near the highway. So I guess the next round of stuff to do is to continue building out these districts, maybe start filling in this area over here, and also start exploring the possibility of a giant oil industry over in this area. And I said that I was going to work on getting a highway through the old town so we could avoid all the traffic in this area. I still think that's something we need to do. I've just been putting it off because I've been getting sidetracked with a lot of this cool stuff, so we'll come back to it. Now, before I end this video, I want to make sure you guys know that I am going to be going on a vacation in Europe pretty soon. I've already kind of alluded to that in a few other videos. So I'm going to be gone for about 2 weeks or so. So that means no videos for a little bit. I hope you guys can live without all of Praetoria for a little while. But when we come back, we're going to finally realize the rest of the vision that I laid out in the very first episode. Get a lot of industry, lots of shipping, more residential, more awesome districts. It's going to be absolutely outstanding, so stay tuned. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell. And I will see you guys next time.